Depois da lesão dele, as pessoas já davam ele como carreira encerrada.
Some people like me already see like he was prepared to be a world champion that year, like in division like light or middleweight.
The craziness from Brazil and with the discipline from Japan. You don't have to just be good.
Era muita pressão em cima dele. Então foi muito desafiador.
Hoje eu vejo que quando ele foi para esse esporte foi mais com o objetivo de proteger a família.
Porque o sonho dele acabou sendo o meu também. Ver ele conquistar esse título, de ser campeão mundial. Fiquei muito orgulhosa dele porque ele merece bastante por todos esses anos que ele vem se dedicando.
People just believe on your ethic, on your work, when you prove things, you know? I'm Jackson Nagai. I'm 2024 Pan Am's champion, 2024 world champion. I'm from Nagai, from Amazon, Brazil. It's a little city close to Manaus. I went to Japan when I was 12 years old. The reason why is because my dad is half Japanese, so he found a better solution for have a better life in Japan. He got a job there. So me and my brother, we went there to live with my parents, my mom and dad. It was very hard for me because I didn't know any Japanese, any kanji, hiragana, katakana. So it was very difficult for me to go to school, to make different friends, to have a different groups, you know, different things in life. But in the end, it was very helpful. I wasn't a disciplined kid in my ways. I wasn't a good student in the school. I didn't want to study a lot in Brazil. And when I went to Japan, I changed my whole mindset. I started making more notes. I started going to school correctly. My parents always have a private school after class, so they always keep me very busy. I have a school in the morning, early, like 7 to 3. Then after that, I have basketball club. And after basketball club, I have another private school for learning Japanese, so it was a busy life. And that's given me a lot of discipline. I think that's the main thing about me and my brother, the Nagai brothers. We're different because we have discipline, we follow the philosophy in Japan, you know?
A nossa vida no Japão foi muito difícil na época, há 14 anos atrás. Difícil devido às situações que estávamos passando. E o Jackson decidiu praticar um esporte e o Jiu-Jitsu foi o esporte escolhido por ele. Hoje eu vejo que quando ele foi para esse esporte foi mais com o objetivo de proteger a família. E nisso ele sempre levou o Samuel junto, né? Sempre o Jackson foi muito determinado. Ele era muito determinado em horário, ele era muito determinado em tudo que ele fazia, desde pequeno, né? E eu jamais imaginei que chegaria, né, a esse nível de profissionalismo. Hoje ele realizou o sonho dele, né?
So I started Jiu-Jitsu, I was 16. My dad, he left home. I was the only man because my brother was very little, you know. I was 16, my brother was like 10 or 9. And sometimes I didn't have a lot of confidence, even basketball. I never fought, I never argued because I was always, you know, I knew my place. I was the weakest one. If we have a fight, I was gonna be the one getting beat up. So I was very calm, I was trying to chill. And after my dad left, I need something on me, and I started looking for martial art. So I did karate for like a couple years, and I didn't like it. And in between that, I met a friend in Japan. He told me about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In the beginning, I didn't want to practice. I was like, I don't want to deal with, you know, this thing. I was very into Japanese culture. I didn't want to hang with Brazilians a lot. And the first day I went, like I got beat up bad. The guy was like 130 pounds. He choked me out like 5, 6 times. And I got surprised how Jiu-Jitsu humble us, you know. I think that's the main thing. If you're white belt and black belt, we have those things. We gotta be humble sometimes in some situations. In Jiu-Jitsu, the most important place, they teach us about be humble. So when I started training in Japan, I was very intense. So I used to ride a motorcycle. I used to change motorcycle every month. You know, I used to trade in. I have a lot of friends riding motorcycle too. So when I started Jiu-Jitsu, I quit motorcycle riding, I quit basketball, I quit everything on my life. I was very disciplined. So I was working in the factory, and after that, I was going to Jiu-Jitsu. And when I saw, in Jiu-Jitsu, you only get better if you drill. Everything you get in Jiu-Jitsu, you gotta earn it. Nothing's given. So I start drilling in the morning with my brother, and I start going work. Then after work, Jiu-Jitsu. And two brothers there, they really inspire me. Is the Souza brothers. Is a Professor Marcos Souza and Professor Satoshi, Roberto Satoshi. They're very famous in Jiu-Jitsu scenario too. And they was the big example I ever had when I was a blue belt. I always look to Marcos Satoshi, the big brother. He was pushing his brother very hard. He always there, in the coach. When Satoshi was in the final for Worlds, when Satoshi won the World Cup in Abu Dhabi, his brother always there for him. That was a very inspiring thing for me. I was like, you know what? I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy, help my brother, make my brother world champion. And it's funny because when we started in Japan, I always believe I'm gonna do that, but sometimes we don't know the future, and I was kind of backing up. And if I look right now, I made my brother become a world champion in all belts, and that's a blessing. That's because I have somebody to look up to. When I was around 20 to 21, I was already purple belt, and I was working factory. I always be very disciplined. People around me, they know I'm very systematic. And in Japan was the same thing. For 6 years, I woke up, I did the same routine. Even Saturday and Sundays, I used to drill with my brother every single day. And after 6 years, I lose my hope. Because sometimes when you work for things, you gotta see the results. And I didn't see the results. So sometimes I was putting a lot of pressure on my mom. When we wanted things in life, we always be very selfish. We only see ourselves. So that time I was trying to be a Jiu-Jitsu fighter. But for me it was very difficult. My brother he's a different animal, That kid was good since he started Jiu-Jitsu. He's very talented. And I used to tell my mom, send him to go to America. He's gonna be the best kid ever. He's gonna win paying kids. He's gonna win everything. But my mom, it's not like she didn't believe, she didn't have the money to afford. I got depressed and I quit my job. I have a very nice job. I was gonna make a good money. So I quit my job. I was like, you know what? I don't wanna train anymore. I don't wanna work anymore. So I got depressed. So when my mom saw I was depressed, she's like, hey son, I think the best thing to do for you is go to Brazil. So in Japan, I have my car. I have my brand new car. I have my nice motorcycle. I have my nice geese. And I used to complain about life. And I saw how hard was the life in Brazil. And I saw the athletes there, the Brazilian community. We have these things, it's very hard to live for the art. And in Manaus is even more. That's why we see a lot of world champions from Manaus, because the situation there is tough. And when it's a hard time, you gotta be tough. If in hard times you'll be weak, like I was in Japan, or I have to change my mindset, or I'm gonna be weak for my whole life. I prefer when I go to competition, I think always my opponent is stronger than me. Because when I go there and I feel like he's not that much, I feel like, okay, I'm not in trouble. But sometimes you think this guy's not that good, this guy's not strong, then you get surprised. Then I changed my mindset. I was like, I'm gonna work hard here, I'm gonna find opportunity, and then we're gonna go to America.